We're going to cover the next two tabs in the WYSIWYG now, and that would be assets and components. We're going to leave the dynamic content tab alone for now. That's something that's used by strategic communications for specific tracking and details on web pages, what's commonly called personalization. If you're interested in options for that, reach out to the strategic communications team. They would be happy to help you with that. But first of all, let's start out here with assets. So assets are interactive elements that can be created and placed on your web pages. The two most common assets that are created and used in the system are interactive forms and image galleries. So if you wanted to place a form that we've created on our web page, we would click the assets button, and we can see that we've got a list of elements. Now, unlike the other searches that we've done, this is very much like what we did with snippets. There aren't directories that you have to ship through. All the assets are in one place, so to speak. So there are actually many assets in here. So when you create an asset, the more specific the name, the better off you are. But we'll get a little bit more into that when we actually go to create our first form after a few videos. Right now, we just simply want to drop a form on our page. So I'm gonna look up my name because I had a few sample forms in here that I used to teach with. And you might see duplication like this, where it says this and there's another 3. They're all actually going to the same thing. Nothing in there is actually doubled. But I'm going to drop the sample form on the page like so. And in the edit view, active editing, note that it sort of drops a bar. It doesn't show the form itself. It just shows a bar where the asset will be inserted. If I click on it, it turns blue. I can delete it then, or whatever I want to do essentially. And maybe I want to insert an image gallery I've made underneath it. I've got a sample one there. I can insert. Same thing. And if I click save here, in my preview view, you can see here's my form. And there's a view of my image gallery. So that's really all there is to putting assets on the page. We'll get into creating assets a few videos down the line. Components. Components are sort of dynamic content that exists in frames. It's used a lot for things like Twitter feeds and items like that. One of the most common usages for it is to place YouTube videos on pages. So I'll use one doing that as a sample here. I'll come down here and I'll open up components, the little nuclear symbol. And once again, I've got choose and I've got options here: calendar feed, directory, Facebook feed, a number of these. We're wanting the YouTube option here, YouTube video. And we're going to insert that. And so we've got a bit of a different dialog box here in edit component YouTube video. First of all, it wants the YouTube video ID. And we need to have a YouTube video ready. So let's go over here to the support pages. Where we've got a number of training videos. This will work. And I'm going to mute my screen as I pull up a video here. Okay, so this is going to be the video that we're going to use. And I'm going to click the share icon toward the bottom right here. And it's going to give me a code, u2.be/v8 something. And if we look over here, it gives us some details. The ID of the YouTube video would be and it gives a similar series of characters. And basically what you're doing is you copy this using the copy button, come back over here, drop that URL in there and come right after that / at the end of u2.be. And you can go right past it, delete everything before it. That's your code. Background image, optional. Background images can be nice to have if you think that your video might break or go down or something like that. It puts something in its place, so it's not just an empty space. I'm gonna click save there. And I've got this large across the screen pill. I'll click save. And we now have embedded that YouTube video into our web page. Now it's very large, of course. And you could, if you put it in a snippet, like say a column snippet, it's going to resize it for the column. But it's also dynamic content in that it resizes itself for mobile devices. So if I resize my screen for a mobile device, like so, you can see that the video shrinks. And that's how the assets and component tabs work.